now.
In fact, Avinash, what would you be watching out for from this budget? You know, any hope of big reform being announced in the budget itself? Because we've had the interim budget come in. That's given us a sense of, you know, the direction in which the government is thinking at this point. But since then, you know, the macro data has definitely started indicating a much larger degree of a slowdown on the demand front. Consumption has become possibly one of the big talking points front and center. What would you be watching for? And on the back of that, how would you be playing the consumption theme?
My guess is I think the government could announce some sort of significant boost in terms of the overall spending in the economy, and I think clearly apart from the normal consumption kind of products, I think the industrial side, especially the capital expenditure side cycle is moving up. I think private capex cycle is now getting into a much more positive cycle. And most importantly, the capex cycle would be aided by a lot of government funding. So I would believe that construction companies, EPC companies, capital goods companies, these could be definitely decent bets. And I think if the government announces several infrastructure projects and starts disbursing funds at a faster pace, you're going to see a lot of action. In fact, numbers which have come out for NCC clearly show that the order book has increased, profitability has jumped. So I think you're going to see a lot of action in most of these EPC as well as capital goods and construction companies, where a large part of the business actually comes from the government. So I would believe that these would be key trigger points, and one would hope that the government would make as much possible efforts to actually spend resources, depending on how they manage to raise the funds